and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogie's news and views on our show. Lee Mack, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iROBUSTO. Come on.
Bienvenidos everybody, welcome to the Meet in the Middle show, and yeah, happy holidays to everyone. I can't believe Christmas is literally around the corner, but you know what, we're gonna chill out and smoke a cigar tonight. This is from Placencia. It is called the Cosecha 149. It's a nice 6x52 soft box press. Can't wait to get into this one and see how you guys think about it as well. Lee Mack, how are things hanging over there?
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to my brother Matt Bailey. He's over there chewing on a little bit of dinner. MD Spider, Big Hawk is in the house. What's going on, Big Hawk? Good to see you. And let's see, Hostiles Civitas. What's happening, brother? 149 is one of your face. You know, funny thing is, I have bought and given this cigar away more times than I can count, and I have yet to smoke it. Can you believe it? I've yet to smoke it. And when I did the research for it, I was like, why didn't I smoke this? I know why I didn't smoke it, because of the name. It said Placencia, you know, that's why I didn't smoke it. Anyway, Dude Rod, what's going on? What's going on? But nice feeling cigar. It's got a nice density. It's got a soft box press on it. Feels pretty good, and we are 6x52 tonight, so we are rocking the Toro action, so we should be able to hang around for a little while. It's cold out here, family. 28 degrees was the high today, and it's going down to like single digits with the wind chill tonight. Just ain't my kind of a party. Just ain't my kind of a party. I seen people out there at the football game all wrapped up and stuff. I said, that's going to be a negative.
Well, I would like to say hello to everybody and just welcome back. We are here. And hey, Merry Christmas. And we are going to be doing an episode next week too. So don't worry, for New Year's. So we'll see you again. That will close out the year. We've got good things going on. Just wanted to thank everybody for taking care of those packs. Make sure you get over there to iROBUSTO.com/packs. And if you see Bang Dragon putting those links into the chat, that's me. iROBUSTO.com/packs. And get on the newsletter too, as well. You can see the deal on the sides there. It's iROBUSTO.com/NL. That will keep you posted. So everybody that's in chat, if you have not got the packs, go grab one now and make sure, because we need you to take care of those. So,
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
No, I got one. My apologies to Camping Cigar, because I saw a camping cigar and I thought that was somebody's comment that this was a camping cigar. But Camping Cigar, what's going on? Camping Cigar is Smoking Foundation, El Wednesday, Churchill, the old version, good cigar. Dude, Rod said he loved to smoke. The 146 is his favorite. He got a few left. Hastille says, I know Lee Mack will like the 149. Don't give too many hints, because we don't want to let Mark guess at what's in this cigar. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but we're gonna see. It's Placencia, you know. Nice sour smell on the wrapper. I did the cut straight. Cut is the way. Pretty nice medium firm draw on it. I'm ready to light it up myself. It's got a kind of a rough and rugged kind of a wrapper on it. It looks kind of natural and dark, and I say let's light it up. That's what I say.
Let's do it. What do you got to say about the cold draw? Anything?
I did before the show, before we came on air. I did my little pre-light inspection, and I the seams are visible on this one, but it is a nice, tight, good-looking cigar. Handsome, very handsome looking.
I like that.
A bit on the chunky side, which is interesting, because typically when they have a box press, it tends to narrow the profile, make it look a little slimmer. This one, looks like he's got, a little bit of extra on him. I like it. I like the size. I think this could even be slightly bigger than a 52. I got on the aroma, just fresh tobacco, a very grassy, leafy kind of aroma scent going on. And then on my cold draw, I got kind of this earthy toastiness. We'll see. This is going to be an interesting one, because I didn't get what I thought I was going to get.
You didn't?
Which is because I know what's in this cigar. But anyway, don't want to drop any more clues for Mark. Let's light up, everybody. Oh, Mark, do you want to give your pre-light, or are you just happy to get in there?
I'm happy to get in there. I mean, it's just a little bit of glue. Let's light them up.
Just gonna top up
that thing going, everybody.
I should have done this before we went on the air, but you know what? Sometimes, just life takes over.
I'm prepared for school. That's all,
There you go. Sometimes that happens, right?
No, I mean, the good news is that I had a good weekend. So it wasn't like last week where I was like kind of out of my sorts here, but so I'm back full effect. But we're gonna be we already picked out our pairing for this one too, so it'll be interesting. And I think that what would be kind of cool to do, Hyacinth, is think we know what the wine tastes like, and then we'll find out what the cigar tastes like, and we'll say, hey, you think it'll go well with that before we do it? So we'll see. Lee Mack.
Yeah, right away. I'm getting like some sweet tobacco with some creeping pepper on the back, just a slight little bit of creeping pepper, and that sweetness is like a light brown sugar sweetness. It tastes delicious to me. Okay, Mark, I'm sorry. I know.
No. I was asking. Yeah, I was just saying. You did exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I want to hear what you're thinking right now. I was gonna. You started.
Really good.
Pick your brains. Pick his brains, guys. Pick it.
Retro Hail. Retro Hale's got a little punch to it.
Nice retro.
It is nice. This is a nice cigar. I don't know why I ain't smoked this damn cigar before. Let me tell you, I don't know. I don't know why.
Because of the label. Sometimes you pass things over.
From Placencia, right? Because I typically don't like any Placencias. I was quoted once as saying this is some Alma de bullshit or something like that. I called it, but they have a couple of that I do like, but
right.
Yeah. Great man, what's going on, great man? The man is still gray. That means we can't find him. He's out there, but we don't see him.
Yeah. Hyacinth, what about you? How are you feeling about this one so far?
So far, so good. I'm getting on my initial few puffs. I'm getting more of a earthiness again, a toasty creaminess. That I do get some of the sweetness that Lee Mack mentioned. Don't know if it's brown sugar or white sugar, but I think it's airing more on the brown sugar. Let's just say that. I think if I was going to categorize it, I might go with that. Yeah, but overall, so far so good. Interesting cigar, like it.
So you're feeling it.
I'm digging it. Well, like you said, I'm also not a big Placencia fan.
Right.
However, there are a couple cigars they've done recently in the last 3 or 4 years that have turned my head slightly. So this one may be going on that list. We'll see.
I like the draw on this one, and I like the smoke output. It kind of lends to a lot of I think very good flavors that will be coming through. I had to just get through the setup a little bit. So when I had lit up on the front, on the foot there, the setup had a little bit of a char to it that I think was just because it was not that it was difficult to light, but the tobacco was so thick that it felt like you needed to burn it up a little bit. So I'm gonna do like an instant purge on it, like right off the start. Give it a little bit of foot heat, do a little bit of purge on it, just so that I make sure that I don't get any of the flavors are muddied up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just before I give you the mic, Hyacinth, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram, also people on Twitch. Thank you so much for chilling out with us. And if you want to see the VOD, if you have to leave and then you want to come back and watch the replay, we're storing those temporarily right now on Lee Max. It could change, but they're definitely going to be stored on Facebook. So you have all that information at iROBUSTO.com. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm liking the burn on this. Go ahead, Matt.
I'm sorry, Matt Bailey said you got that sweet tobacco on the cold draw, nice pepper on the retro hair. What's going on, Hyacinth?
No, I was just going to say, yeah, it's got a nice burn to it. I'm digging the way the cigar looks. I think that the construction is, it's early days, but it kind of has that look. Sometimes you get cigars and it's like you look at the wrapper and you're like, I have a few problems with this one. This one, though, it kind of has a really nice looking wrapper. I'm digging that mascara line. I think this is a nice cigar. Now, this is the fourth incarnation of the Cosecha. Yes, it came out, I think, I don't know what year it was, 4 years ago, from 2020 then. 2021, sorry, would have been, yeah. So this is the fourth incarnation. 146 was the first, and we're now up to 149. So yeah, this is the fourth of this particular lot.
Well, we actually got a 151, which we're going to be smoking next week, so we're past 149.
Oh, right. Yeah. But this one is from 149, but yes.
Right.
So you're right. We're absolutely right. We are doing My mistake. My mistake. I do remember we said we were going to do them back to back, and we're going to see if we could taste the difference. We did say that. But yeah, we're going to be doing the other lots coming up. One more lot, 151 of the same Placencia from their Cosecha, the Harvest Cosecha 149. This one is. Right?
So you harvested 149. You know what year that was?
2021?
No.
Two?
No, it was harvested in 2014. They put the cigar out in 21.
Wow. Hang on a second. Really? Oh yeah, of course. What am I talking about? Yeah. I heard you, and I thought you were saying that when the cigar came out. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, they wouldn't harvest it and like, hey, we'll harvest it today. We're gonna put out the cigar tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind today. Let me catch up.
Give the smoke a chew. And Matt Bailey's telling me to back up off of Placencia. Hey, look, Matt. The only one I like that Alma de Campo. No, I think the Alma Fuerte is something that's the only one I like.
I think we did one on the show. Was it an anniversary cigar? I'm kind of thinking it was an anniversary cigar we did that we quite liked.
I don't know.
That was Placencia. That was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, to be fair. But like I said, literally you can count them on less than one hand.
Yeah. and Spider, who said? Somebody said, they're usually out of my budget. The way my budget is set up. You know what I mean? Great man say keep a couple of these in this humidor, especially if we can get them for a good price. So there you go. Good price is good. Civitas, man. I ain't gonna say all that long ass name. Civitas, Civitas. It says $12 a stick is a good price for this quality. So if he gets it for $12, that's a good deal.
Matt said, Matt, yes, okay, yes. I've taken your place today, right? Just for like the next 5 or 10 minutes, then you can have your seat back. I'm just keeping it warm for you for now. Matt's usually the one that's behind. That's kind of like an inside joke, guys.
I know. No, I was getting ready to say something and I forgot what I was going. I know what I was saying. The pairing.
So form tonight.
This cigar is one where I had in my mind what I was going to pair it up with, and I might be changing it as soon as I light it up. This is like a rum cigar for me. This is like a sweet something cigar for me. But right. I don't know. I don't know if that IPA I was thinking about will work with it. But if I got another good stout in there, I might have to go to the basement. We might have a good stout that would go good with this too.
Yeah, the funny part is that we're thinking we already have our pairing picked out. Yeah. So we're going to be like we don't have any alternatives. So I'm determining, hey, is this going to be good? So we'll see. I think it'll go fine. We're going to do the wine that we normally do, which will be nice.
I think it's going to be a great pairing. That's my assessment right out the gate. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah,
as they say.
We shall. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you in YouTube. Cameron Scott, how you doing? And we got that dude Rod is going to enjoy some rum. We're going to be doing wine. Be interesting to see what everybody's drinking. And of course, I know that everybody in chat is smoking this cigar because they got it in the pack. That
cigar.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, guys. Now we're doing overkill bit. But you know what? No, that's what it is. You got to keep banging that nail on the head. Hopefully, it'll get in there at some point.
You can never overkill.
That is true.
So,
oversell? No.
Everybody that's smoking it in the chat now, it seems like everybody that's smoking it has already smoked it and says we like it. It's a good cigar. But if you're smoking it tonight, what's it giving right now? I'm feeling like it's got a very nice sweetness paired up with a very nice pepper on the finish. Now, what kind of pepper is that on the finish? No. I don't know what kind of pepper that is on the finish, but it's a very nice pepper on the finish,
Right.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that for me, it's a mild pepper. Would you guys agree with that?
I don't know. Because I'm getting, it's that kind of, it's the kind of pepper that occasionally kind of gets you doing the, you know what I mean?
Right,
so we'll
right.
see. It's not strong like
fine.
that, but yeah, there you go. Thank you. Could be a little bit drying on the back of the throat, so it might need a bit of libation down there. But I think it's so far is just doing all right. It's chugging along. It's a mild, medium, more extra strong, guys. So far, I know it's early days.
For me, I'm going to say it's a solid medium right now. But I mean, I'm not even an inch into this thing.
Yeah.
So,
Tiny,
I'm
tiny
thinking that it's got some ways to go. But right now, solid medium.
Marco?
Mark, I'm trying Elijah Craig straight rye. Very good.
Okay. So that's got a little bit of spice. Who was that?
Matt Bailey.
Matt Bailey. Okay.
That's-
Ida Craig, straight rye. I got some rye, but I think I'm going to stick with my rum.
So,
Tradition.
Mark, mild, medium, or extra strong? You didn't
I
answer.
was about to answer.
Thank you.
I just wanted to just point that out because I was going to say that the strong liquor would go with a somewhat, I think, light to medium smoke right now. It feels
Yeah.
the strength is approaching medium.
Yes, I would agree. Just a tad under medium.
Yeah.
I think it's deceptively got a bit of strength in there. I think. I also think that this burn is acting up a little bit, but we'll see because I'm inept sometimes when it comes to lighting cigars. I usually have people light them for me, but there you go. Can't do that on the show.
So the strength, I mean, it could get a little bit more, but the draw is for me is sort of on the lighter side, but I think there is some deception though in that strength because I just felt like a real good dose of pepper and
Yes.
what I would call strength, and so that when you get it, this kind of cigar is going to be it's probably going to be difficult for me to guess the tobacco on this one because I'm not really I'm not knowing what I'm tasting like as far as anything unique, nothing standing out.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just
It's just
well
that
balanced.
that doesn't stand out. It doesn't go, hey, this is Maryland tobacco.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah.
is the
That was good, Leander. That was good, by the way. No. But I see what he did there. He didn't tip off anything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was very clever.
Yeah, he didn't. Like I would have tipped him off because I'm like that. I'm just like, I'd burn it out. But that was a very well executed answer, well constructed answer.
Yeah.
To not give away any Mark. That's what Mark is fishing. He's fishing for little bits of tips in there and evidence. That's what he does.
Yeah. So for anybody that's new in chat, if you're
not.
not familiar with the show, don't say what tobacco's in it because I'm watching.
Right.
And there's always a part. There's always a part in the show where I guess, or at least try to guess, and sometimes I know, but there's usually guessing.
Yeah.
And
so guessing involved. Yeah.
and so no spoilers, but you could try to throw me off if you want.
That in of itself could be a little bit of a tip off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The tip off. I have to.
So it's best to keep your guesses, your knowledge to yourselves, boys and girls.
I'll tell you though.
Where is Natalia tonight? Is the girl? I'm the only girl, I think, in the chat right now.
Matt Bailey said chili pepper, and I thought that was a very good guess, a very good description of the pepper that I'm feeling. And it's like, it is creeping. I think somebody else said, I think Matt might have said medium, and it feels like it's about to ramp up, like it's creeping. So I feel like this creep, like it's coming up from the top of my head. Now it's trying to drip back down or whatever. So it's kind of sneaky, It's got a pretty good medium plus body, which I think we've had some Steve, nice retros. Said medium strength, medium plus on the body. I think that's exactly what it is, So fruity retro hail with the rye. Okay, I need to give this, Lee Mac, this rye is bringing out. Try a shot. All right, Matt, just for you.
Well,
just for you. I'm going to do a shot of rye.
Nice.
Matt Bailey. Hey, Matt Bailey. I got some rye from Baltimore.
Oh,
A little Baltimore rye. This is bottled in Bond Sagamore Spirits. This is the 6-year-old, which they put out last year. And I only got about a shot left, Matt, but I'm going to see what it does. Chili powder.
yeah, chili again.
Shout out to my brother, MD Spider. He gave me the hookup on my damn brisket today, man. I heated up my brisket and had it for dinner and had a little burnt ends. And good Lord, I was just...
Were you licking your fingers?
I was. It was delicious, delicious.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, here we go. We're going to see what the rye is doing. So I didn't put any water in it, but okay, Matt, we'll just have to go without the water.
Whoa.
Very nice.
This is going to be a wild one tonight.
No, rye is smooth. Rye is smooth, right? That's
but
smooth,
rye
right?
kind of has a little spice to it, right?
Yeah. But it's a good spice. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. It hits you right. I shouldn't say
it's
rye
also
is
very similar to the tobacco spice, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man,
It's like nice. Let's do it. I did a retro as well, and while I did a retro, it was pretty nice. But what are you getting on that retro?
Smooth, sweet, fruity, like Matt said.
Oh,
It pulls out some of the fruity notes as well. Not bad. Matt Bailey said no water. Yeah, Matt said we might not agree on Padron, but we do agree no water.
No water. It was pretty
Red
cool.
pepper on the retro with some nutmeg, along with nice tobacco sweetness on the finish. I could really agree with that. You know, one of the things that kind of annoys me sometimes is some of the flavors that we see on some of these tobacco reviews or whatever. It's like, man, ain't nobody tasting Fruity Pebbles. You know, come on, you're getting a little bit crazy. But with this stuff here, you say creamy, red pepper, sweet tobacco, brown sugar, chili pepper. Everybody in the chat can go, oh yeah, I know what that tastes like. Oh yeah, I can understand that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's getting similar flavors.
And you're gonna be like, come on, Matt.
Yeah, so this is crazy. No water, right? So some of you know, I used to have a nightclub in the Hamptons, and when when we first did the whole thing, the whole plan was to make it called No Water. Was going to be the name, No Water, and we couldn't get a liquor license approved with it had that name. So we had to change the name and do all the corporate stuff and put everything. They wouldn't allow for the nightclub to be called No Water.
Well, that sucks.
Sucks.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. But I gotta say, I would like on the record here. Yeah, digging this cigar, but mostly not just for the flavors, but for the experience. Flavor is obviously part of the experience. But let me finish the sentence here.
No, I was going to say cigars. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when you have this nice just the overall the way the cigar looks and everything. But I think what I'm talking about when it comes to the experience, the box pressing on this one. It's a soft box press. It's just slightly square, and it's a very big ring gauge cigar, which is giving it a nice feel in the hand, and also it makes it a lot easier to smoke. So that's part of the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because this cigar to me looks like a Placencia and even kind of tastes like a Placencia. You know what I mean? If someone gave me this cigar and said, hey, what is it? I might actually guess that it's a Placencia. However, it's like a couple of levels up from some of the stuff that they've done. And obviously, because they, one of the top producers, are they the number one? I think they're number two behind Oliva. Are they maybe 1 and 2? Oliva and Placencia, right? Like the top producers of growers of tobacco in the world.
Right.
So,
they absolutely do a lot of tobacco and make a lot of tobacco for a lot of folks, not necessarily themselves.
So I feel like, you know what? I feel like they like you said, most of their cigars are kind of middle of the road, and then occasionally they're like, you know what? Let's just push the boat out and do something a little bit. I think they have the tobacco, and they have the wherewithal, and they have the skill to put out something like this. But on the flip side, they have to meet a certain price point with some of their other cigars, and that's why we don't necessarily get this experience with all of their cigars. It feels like they do have the knowledge and the skills. Obviously, they do because they've been around since what? The original company was a Cuban company back in the 1800s. So yeah, they've been around a while.
I recall something like 1884,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. Let's look that up. I'm gonna Google that.
Google's that, yeah. The original Placencia guy, the forefather, came over from Canary Isles, back over here in Spain, closest off the coast of Spain, and part of Spain really they are, and yeah, in the 1800s, and landed in Cuba and started doing tobacco.
Tobacco.
Until obviously
Yeah.
pasture intervened, but yeah,
Yep. There it is. 1865.
1865.
Yep.
Cool.
So, just off topic here for a second. I'm always
Yes.
messing with the scammers, right?
Mm.
So I went to go see some of my cousins the other night or whatever, and my cousin says, we're in the parking lot, and we're coming in with the troops, right? So I'm getting these now. Hey, I'm so and so, and I'm like to send you a description of a job. Are you looking for a job? So my response is, no, I already have a bank job playing with Sophia, Max, and John. It should be a quick in and out.
Right.
I'm in the parking lot now, coming in with the troops. so usually that after I send that,
It ends the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got another one. Hey, I'm Angela. Are you currently looking for a job? No.
Well, I typically don't get that, but I do occasionally once in a while. Google's is pretty good. Gmail is pretty good with ciphering out all the nonsense, but occasionally one or two gets through. And so 1.2 million euros. All I've got to do is send them my bank details and this information and that information, and I can have the money in my bank account today, even. You know what I mean? So yeah. That was an interesting one. You typically get those types of solicitations. Let's just say that on Gmail occasionally, very good, but they're very good at ciphering out, the ones that are like trying to get to you.
That's funny. It's like I get like a lot of solicitations of Abraham, Merry Christmas.
Instagram, you get it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of solicitations for people to sell me manufacture clothing because I have Hype Horizon and the clothing brand, and so I get a lot of people will be coming in and saying hey, right? So I've noticed that I guess there's when it comes to Instagram, it says page responds within minutes, right? And so like that's a good thing. It gives you like if you respond to messages, it shows Instagram that you're about.
Correct.
So I respond to them, and then they always then they respond to my response. Like, and I'm like, hey, I'm not interested. And they're like, okay, thank you. And then I'm like, okay, thanks for reaching out. Then they come back, no, have a good day, sir. And then we keep on going. And I try to, when I'm like, I just have the window open and I'm just kind of like, while I'm doing other things, I see them reply. And then I just give them like a heart emoji. Then they give me a heart emoji.
Right.
And then I come back, oh, yeah, really though, have a good, happy New Year. And then like, happy New Year to you, sir. Yeah, and Feliciano. And then I keep it going and see who can be the last to respond.
Sorry, guys, I'll get there first. Somebody will get there first.
They usually tire me out. I usually lose that battle. I just like, okay, they're not going to.
Bot, that's bloody well.
Yeah.
Like, he's like triggering a response every time you respond.
But yeah, so the cigar, wow, feeling like there's a nice little something brewing here. The one thing that's coming at me though is it is burning a little wonky. How's the burn for you guys?
Yeah, my burn is straight pretty much. You got that one little tab there, but pretty much not bad.
I think what happened is maybe it was a little bit of a lighting situation for me. So I'm gonna mark that one up to user error, give it a little bit of foot heat to correct it, because I'm a touch-up maniac, Mac.
Touch-up maniacs. Yeah, Levac and irons are pretty much looking the same.
Yeah.
On the burn EBQ mark.
Yes.
Or is it
Yes.
like ABQ, average burn quality as well.
Average burn quality. Yes.
Excellent burn quality.
Yes. EBQ. Yes. Excellent burn. It's average burn quality. Yes. ABQ.
I'm digging this cigar so far. It's a big one. It's a big one, guys. But yeah, it feels light. It doesn't feel like to me, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's overpacked, which usually is the case with these box presses anyway. They tend to not make sure that the cigar has a certain amount of like looseness to it so that it doesn't crack the wrapper or cause any damage it when they put it into the mold to box press it. So,
I had a cigar from a cigar manufacturer. I won't say who it is, right?
Yeah. So I gotta just put my headset back in. So.
All right. Well, you're right in the middle of a sentence there, brother.
I'm getting the pairing together because
he's like talking.
While I
it's
did
like,
that, right before I did a retrohale,
he was talking
and
then
as I puffed on it, I got a little bit of a grassy note to it, and that was pretty cool. That was it was very welcoming, but it was like a grassy kind of earthy tone to it, so that was nice.
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yes, I can.
Oh, all right. I have to ask my granddaughter. You have your ears on?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
All right.
It's wired. I was unwired while I was going over to get
Yes. I was untethered for a little bit.
But if you want to watch the video last week, any time that I got out of my chair, I kept on forgetting to untether, and I once pulled it out, and I was like, whoa. So when I went to get some more of the pairing, So, but
yeah, this is a very smoky cigar. Getting a lot of smoke here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, Matt. Now I'm gonna pull out the rum. I gotta find it.
Rum.
Rye rum.
So if anybody's interested in what Hyacinth and I are pairing it with, this is the Casa Valdez, which is a local wine here that we have over in Andalusia. It's very nice. $1.65 a bottle. Yeah, that's $1.65. But this will run you that's like where Lee Mack had the Campo Viejo, which means countryside in Spanish. It's he had that in the last week. That was like $9, something like that. So this will run you probably about $7 or $8 if you had it in the United States, but here $1.65.
Nice. I'm gonna go back down to the Dominican Republic. I had my ex-wife pick me up a bottle while she was there. We drank a lot of this Brogal Leyenda while I was down there. We drank so many bottles of this damn rum, it was ridiculous. I ain't even gonna say it. It was just crazy. And Francisco was like, "Here, have him open up another bottle." All right, Francisco, another bottle.
I love the way that sounds. That cork coming out.
Yeah, the cork.
And I don't even know if Francisco drinks, but there was plenty of rum there. So
there you go, Hyacinth. Why don't we do a little cheer here?
Oh
cheers.
Yeah, this
cheers.
Is what we need
Here, cheers to you, Lee Mack. Yes, salute. And cheers to the audience. Hello, everybody. Let's go.
Vámonos.
I think this is going to be a nice pairing.
Senorita
nice.
Latonia's in the house. Good.
Shout out to
Welcome,
Latonya. What's happening?
guapa. Yeah.
Steve, nice retro. Talked about some mezcal. Hey, we got a full service bar over here, Steve. we got a little mezcal in the house. But you know what? I'm not a big tequila or mezcal fan. Mezcal definitely each region and town and village has their own version. So mezcal is very interesting. So that's why I like it.
Yeah. That's like paella over here, even though it's originally
Yeah.
invented in Valencia. I think it is. I think it's Valencia. Every village lays claim to their own paella being the best. In our area in Andalusia, Valencia is in Andalusia too, anyway. But anyway, our area, yeah, they put rabbit in there. Sometimes they put all kinds of bits and bobs that you wouldn't necessarily have in other parts of the Spanish world. So yeah, I can see how you're saying, Matt. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, mine's is the best. Ours is, we do this or we do that. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just got to test them all till you find the one that really tickles your fancy, as they say. So you could be flat on your back before then, but yeah.
Yeah. So what's funny is this cigar is it's very different, and I think like when we talked about it earlier, we talked about like its mildness and it's like, but it's mild to medium. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have a lot of strength. But it's definitely approaching medium, and I think it could get a little bit more in there. But the strength is more reminiscent of that of another tobacco, not that punch that you get from a Nicaraguan thing. And I got to go on the record again and say I really like this cigar and what they've done, and it reminds me of a cigar that we had. Lee Mack and I had sent one to it. It was a European blend that we had of the Macanudo Black, and it was a European blend for the Inspirado Black, which had a certain type of tobacco in it, and it tastes a lot like that. When I get that like grassy note on there, that was like a sort of a tip off on it. And then I've had those cigars recently, still the European blend, because they're still, and they're aged really well. And so that's kind of giving me a little bit of indicator here, I think, of what this might be.
What's in that Macanudo Inspirado Black?
It has a Honduran Jamastran in it. And it's a cigar that Jamastran tobacco it's like, so if you look at like Honduras, I think the Jamastran Valley is near Nicaragua. I think it's on I think it's the north side of Honduras. So I have to look at a map of that, but it has Jamastran tobacco, which is like a really rare strain in Honduras, and then there's also I think a Nicaraguan version of Jamastran as well. So that will do after I take my guesses. Let's take a look and we'll look at the regions. I just don't want to have
I'm going to take a look at it. Let me see where that Jamastran Valley is. And it is on the north side, and it is very close to the border of, it's on the south side of Honduras, but very close to the border of Nicaragua.
Yeah, so I had
it's
it
in the mountains.
It's
in the mountains for sure. Well, it's a valley. There's mountains surrounding it, but it's actually a valley.
Yeah, it's a valley.
Yeah, and like, so what happens a lot of times, so which is interesting with the tobacco, and I think you guys will like this kind of thing. So the fact that it's in a valley, you have the soil obviously will be affected there by rainfall. So in your rainier seasons, you'll have all the minerals and stuff come down from the mountains, and that kind of washes it out and everything. So you could really, with Jamastran tobacco, and that Jamastran Valley, you get a lot of really hit or miss years. The drier, it could change the way that the cigar is cultivated, and it really has, as tobacco always does, it loves the heat, and it does like moisture, but too much moisture, as you know, for any type of gardening can be not so good. You know what I mean? When it comes to, like, you can
No so bueno.
No so bueno. That's true. Right, Hyacinth?
Absolutely.
But you would say that so far you like this cigar.
Loving it. Yeah, loving it.
So strength wise for you, what's the strength feel like for you right now?
It's not a Nicaraguan strength. It's a very medium strength, but not approaching strong. I'm saying approaching medium from the bottom up. so light to medium as opposed to medium plus. So it's light to medium. That's where I'm at.
Nice.
But good pepper just right now came through, and also that earth and grass. Yeah, man, this is a Maduro too, which is really interesting. So that's throwing me off there because I'm like, I don't know.
Because it's a Maduro.
Yeah.
It's got like some taste, but it's got some Maduro. So why is that Maduro part like throwing you off?
Well, because I'm not used to so
It is a Maduro.
It is, right? It's a Maduro. So it's like, so Maduro will come in like Ecuadorian tobacco. You'll have like a lot of times like Ecuadorian tobacco, which would be Maduro, and also the Nicaraguan tobacco is usually is more likely Maduro. Like it's kind of like Cuban cigars, right? They're almost never Maduro, right? And in the same case of when it comes to Honduran tobacco, you have a cigar that's not likely to be Maduro. So the thing is I'm thinking I don't taste any Nicaraguan tobacco in this one, and I don't taste any Ecuadorian tobacco in it, but I'm getting that Jamastran Honduran in this one, and I'm just wondering what the cover would be.
So the cover, we normally have those covers, Mexican San Andres or whatever. So that's typical Maduros these days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the thing with that is though that if I'm like, when I look at the cigar closely, right, the Mexican San Andreas lately hasn't been this thin, and it also hasn't been this good. So when was this cigar made, guys? Anybody?
When? The crop was 2014. It was released in 21, so 3 years ago.
Ooh, okay. Wow. 2014. Man, that's a long time.
Yeah.
10 years, right? So, and this wine is a 2018 as well. So yeah, we're old school today.
All right. Yeah, old school. So Matt Bailey's got a good question for us. He said beginner question. It's not a beginner question. It's a good question. He said, when they say Maduro wrapper, is that a different wrapper from a select region? And can it be from all over? So I think if I got it right, Mark, you'll correct me if I have this wrong. Well, first of all, wrapper tobacco is typically grown in certain places where there's like more sun, not like in Ecuador. They, except for the Habano. But the Maduro means ripe. So when they start picking the tobacco leaves off the plant, they start from the bottom. So the first level is like the sand leaves, the volado. That's typically the leaves that they pick off and let go back into the ground, into the earth. And then we have, is it Viso Seco Ligero?
Yes.
I think that's correct, right?
Correct.
So the next picking, and tobacco grows so damn fast. It's like, so if they go to pick Seco this week, next week, they better get out there and pick the next one, the Viso, because it'll sprout the flowers and all kinds of crazy shit, right? Mm-hmm. But Matt, the Maduro is the leaf that stays on the plant longer. So because it stays on the plant longer, it grows thicker, it gets more sunshine. Sometimes it has more nicotine. And because it's thicker, when they go to ferment it, it takes longer to ferment it. Because it takes longer to ferment it, it ends up with a darker color when the fermentation process is done. So it could be any plant. Could be you can turn it into a Maduro if you pick it at the right time for Maduro. Mike Morrison, what's going on, brother?
I was just
go ahead, Tyson.
I would just add that Maduro just translates to mature, basically.
Yeah.
And so it's actually it's like a maturation. It's actually the process, like Lee Mac says, to get a really good Maduro wrapper, you kind of have to start with the type of leaf that will make a good Maduro. However, there are people that have used other leaves of tobacco that aren't typically Maduro, used for Maduro to do that. I think there was one we did, and we were like, nah, this isn't working. So I think, yes, so ultimately it is that getting the right tobacco leaf and then the fermentation process all makes it a Maduro. So it could be, like, as Lima said, it could be any plant. It doesn't have to be, they don't just grow a plant and say, this is going to be all Maduro.
Right. So if you So like, so Lee back 100%. You're totally correct on everything. And Hyacinth would added exactly the other perfect things to that. I think if you if you wanted to give a short say for example, someone asked you to just give a kind of a very short answer, you could just say Maduro is a process, not a specific tobacco, right?
Is a leaf.
Yeah.
Mexican is an actual plant, the plant itself.
Yeah. So, and the other thing too is I this is cool for chat, and you can use Google, or if there's anybody that knows right off the bat, and it might be Lee Mack that knows, or Hyacinth you might know as well. But I know for a fact that there is actually 4 layers, right?
Yeah, there is.
And the bottom one is the name is not with me right now.
You said again.
Yeah, Volado.
Volado.
That's it, Volado. Right.
The tiny little ones that right down, like he says, on the almost up the earth level.
The bottom is Volado, and then
Viso. I don't know if it's Viso or Seiko.
So Seiko, Viso,
Yeah.
and then
The Hero.
like or whatever. Lee Mack knows the order.
But you know,
You just said it before.
it's like and then on top of the Ligero, you have the
What are those called again? The little tiny one, right? They don't all. Not all plants have them either. I forgot what it's called.
Medio Tiempo.
Medio Tiempo. That's it. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they don't. Not every plant will give you those Medio Tiempo ones at the top.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And
like
there are some places that will fold the Medio Tiempo in with the Ligero. They don't separate.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. So Abraham, what's up, twin? Where you been? You're gonna laugh, but this is just straight up a 199. What I do is I tuck it into the back of my cap. I put the string down under the shirt all the way down and just pop it in. It's just basically it's a 199 headphone earpiece. It's a hack. It's cheap. So I do it. I'm a techno nerd too, but yeah, this is sometimes you just
I typically I have my little earbuds too that I use, my little mobile ones, which are very comfortable. And that's the one thing you got to get with those earbuds. A lot of times they just don't fit your ears right. You know what I mean? That's why some people get the ones that you can mold to your ears, so that you get so you get the right fit. Yep. Those ones fit nicely in. They don't like pop out and that kind of thing. I have actually fallen asleep with those in my ears. So.
Cool question for Lee Mac 912 from experience. You'll be able to answer this question, I think. That dude Rod comes in. When do they get the seeds?
Yeah. So good question, and I do have the answer. So with any plant, like, same thing will happen, say with a collard green plant, right?
Yeah.
The plants are like us. They're always trying to recreate and populate the earth with their seed, right? So as it's growing, it's putting out leaves, but it's trying to get to that top level where it spits out a flower, right? And then the flower will turn into seed pods, right? So that's why they have to pick the tobacco at the right time. And then when you go through the field, they'll actually, when it starts going up the flower, they'll pick the flower heads off so that the energy goes into the leaves. So what happens is the very last thing that happens on the tobacco plant is that it sprouts up, it shoots up the flower. Yeah. So they really don't want, well, sometimes they don't want flowers and they don't want seeds, and sometimes they do. There's certain plants that if they have like, and this is how hybrids come about as well, they will let it go to flower and collect the seeds. But if you have, say, like a Pennsylvania broadleaf and you grow it next to a row of Habano, what happens is when the bees and things come by and they pollinate those flowers, they'll cross-pollinate, and the seeds that you get will be some kind of mix of a Habano and a Pennsylvania broadleaf. So it's just part of that natural process, but they typically want all of the energy to go into the leaves and not into the flowers and the seeds, even though they will collect seeds. Now, I'll tell you what, the seeds are so small that
they're tiny.
I let one plant go up to seed, and there's a million friggin' seeds. I got a million seeds out of that one
might hit the nails on the head there. There's so many seeds. It's crazy. I know you said, Lee, man, they're just they're tiny. They're tiny, 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 tiny. So, so literally they don't need a lot. You know what I mean? They don't have to they can collect, like you said, certain plants. They will collect the seed, and like you said, they will be able to use that for a future season. That's it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We talked about it once before. They talk about Cuban seed, and everything started out as Cuban seed. But when you're growing so many generations of the Cuban seed, say in Nicaragua, and it changes and it's a different seed. So every generation, the seed changes, the plant changes. That becomes the challenge of the growers to try to create a product that is consistent. And that's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, it's just like humans, you know what I mean? DNA, literally, you can have somebody that looks a certain way. You check their DNA, and they have all this stuff in their, in their DNA. So yeah, you can, depending what happens along the chain of events, it could change the whole profile of it. So when people say, like you might say, when people say, unless they physically have the Cuban seed from the 1960s that they had still. And even then, they're probably dead. You know what I mean? At that stage, you try to grow something from that, it may not, probably are going to get a good product. Let's just say that. Yep. All of the goodness is dried out of it. So yeah, you'd have to like freeze dried them or something. I don't know, to keep them fresh. But yeah, when people say Cuban seed, you've got to take that with a big dollop of salt. Not just a grain, a whole flipping, salt seltzer.
Yeah.
Now there is also an interesting thing. I believe the Department of Agriculture or whatever, there's like seeds that are cataloged, and they have heritage seeds or whatever, and seeds that same, not even only tobacco, tomatoes, all kinds of stuff, where they've got some of these old seeds. So some people like Nick Perdomo, and some people don't like Perdomo cigars, but Nick is, I'm going to say, a tobacco Nazi. So when it comes to seeds and keeping seeds and germination and all of this type of stuff,
he knows all of it. Yeah.
There's a whole science that goes with the breeding of tobacco plants. And tobacco is a weed, believe it or not. So it is a plant that was grown as a weed, and it was cultivated and turned into this thing that we love now. So I can't imagine the first people that said, hey, look at that plant out there. Let's see what happens if we dry it up and roll it up and smoke it. Let's see what happens.
Who knows? Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, wow, I know. Going back, you figure like, when were people first smoking cigars? Whatever, tobacco, not necessarily cigars. It was probably just, as you might say, a leaf rolled up, basically. Yeah.
That's what the Indians would smoke.
Yes, they did.
I forget what they called them, but it was just rolled up tobacco. No. Yeah. Abe says, "See, I do smoke weed. That's a different kind of weed, my brother. Different kind of weed."
Yeah, a weed. This is a weed, not the weed.
Oh, exactly.
That's cool. So that dude Rod, thank you for the question. What's really cool too is I really like the questions tonight. Yeah. You guys are really coming through. The chat's been just so awesome for that. Keep the questions coming, because that's really good.
We got another question, Mark. Good one from Matt Bailey. He says, so when we say, us, that a cigar is strong, is it because of the nicotine content?
Oh,
I'll answer that one. So we've talked about this in the past, and it's always like, this is one of those things like where it's like subject to debate, right? And it's like a kind of a cool where some people argue against it and some would argue for it, right? So I'll just give you I'll lay out the premises, and then we can decide, Hyacinth and Lee Mack and chat, you guys could decide what you think of what I said and where it goes. So the school of thought is that the strength in a cigar is, a lot of times it is the nicotine content, but it is influenced by the body of the cigar. So a cigar can actually be full-bodied and low strength. But a cigar can also be high in strength, but not in body. So there's lots of things. So when it comes to body, so body would be your flavors? Does it engulf your mouth with specific flavors? Is there a lot of flavors? Is it on, the flavors on steroids? Are they very boom, right? The strength of the cigar is by that feeling that Lee Mac 912 gets a lot of times, where he's sweating in the head, or you get a little bit of lightheadedness to it. And most of the time, though, having said though, that you can be on two sides of the spectrum, mild body and high strength. It's rare. So that's where one influences the other. So a lot of times if the cigar is full bodied, it's a little bit more strong. If it's light, if it's mild body, it's a little less strong. So those are the parameters.
Now, to tie that back into our earlier conversation about the levels of leaves, Volado, Seco, Viso, Ligero, the longer the plant stays on the leaf stays on the plant, the more nicotine it has. So therefore, that's why when we get to the top of the plant, which is the last leaves that are picked, they've been on the plant the longest, they have the highest nicotine content. However, the ones all the way on the bottom are the ones that burn the best, so they are less oily. Tobacco plant is almost like a weed plant. So when you get to the buds and the leaves at the top, and the flower is very sticky and oily. So it's sticky and oily, but it doesn't burn as well. So what they tend to do is they put more Seco and Viso in there so that it'll burn better. So you also have more flavor the further. I think like Seco has the flavor, I believe. So Seco, one of those has, maybe it's Viso has the flavor.
I think it's Viso. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. So it's a challenge to try to get a cigar that burns well, tastes good, has just enough nicotine, maybe not too much nicotine, and there you go. So Dude Rod says, fermenting the tobacco, does it add to the strength? No, I don't think so. Mark, you can add that. You can get that one.
Yeah. So a lot of times with tobacco, right? They do a thing. There is like it depends on the manufacturer of tobacco. Some manufacturers will ferment their cigars up to 3 times. So there's a first fermentation which comes through. And the first fermentation is just essentially what it does. We could call fermentation. It's unlike alcohol fermentation, where you ferment it and it gets it gets the alcohol in there.
It's left behind.
Yeah, what fermentation does, and it's meant to do in the first process, is to purify the tobacco. So what it does, it gets out all the impurities so that you get the taste of the tobacco, the leaf, and you get the flavors.
5 flavors.
That's why fermentation is such an important process. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Take it over again. Go ahead, Mark.
No. The thing is the way that we have the microphone set up, so when you talk, they won't hear you.
That's great. Go ahead, Mark.
No, and vice versa. If you're talking and I start talking, they won't hear me, because we're in the same room, and you don't want to have that weird echo. Anyway, so I'm just saying so there's 3 different there's 3 different levels. So the first one is just basically it's done at a fermentation is just done in the first process. The second one is like kind of I don't really know much about that one, but I know that Cohiba, I think, does 3 fermentation process. But what it does is, and to answer your question specifically, it can have either effect. I mean, it really depends on the tobacco strength, where like the Mac 912 had said, if it has just more tobacco, more nicotine in it, fermentation will reduce that a little bit, but it could also concentrate it as well, because you're getting out all the impurities. And whether or not like they say, well, is nicotine an impurity? Well, no, it's not. It's an actual chemical. It's not like a cigarette where they have the other thing in there for it so that it
and basically going about on what you said, Mark. Yeah, the fermentation process can, like you said, create some kind of concentration there ultimately, but nicotine is easily one of the flavors, if you want to say, or properties in a cigar or in tobacco that can escape.
Right.
So the longer you if you rest your cigar or you basically age it, that's where the nicotine dissipates more than in the fermentation process, as Mark said.
Yep. Now, Lee Mack, you were down in the Dominican Republic, so you remember the fermentation process, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't allow you to go in there without drinking some water because it's really hot in there. The first fermentation is like 95 degrees, but then they amp the temperature up and up, and it goes over 100. It goes really high.
It's very hot, and also there's a lot of ammonia in the air.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, again, part of the art and the science, right? If you ferment a leaf too long, it just falls apart.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
Just basically you destroy it, you know?
Right.
Because if you think about it, like maybe some of the impurities is what keeping it all together, you know? So it's like, you know, it's like, so back to Matt's point too, right? You could have like so what happens is they go around and they'll look at what the fermented tobacco, and what I'm referring to is when you said like, you know, Maduro process or whatever. This is kind of like along those lines. So they'll go around and select the tobacco. Oh, look, that looks really good for a wrapper, because you want your wrappers to look really, really nice and sheen. It has to look good, look appealing. You know what I mean? A better thing. And maybe you know it is selected for the wrapper. Binders are a lot of times are just like the ugliest leaf, right? You say we stick them on the middle, no one will see them, we're all good. But then that's where the art and the science comes in. You start to taste it, feel it.
There's sorting, like you said, the sorting and batching of the tobacco leaves. There's a lot of work goes into it. It's not just, you know, you get up and you just start, you know, rolling tobacco like Lee Mack. You know, you start growing and rolling tobacco at your own leisure. Your own leisure. I'm just teasing,
and those leaves are sorted for color and size and shape, and you'll see the ladies, they do it all by hand. And so when you get a box of cigars and you look at the box of cigars, they all look the same. That's not by accident.
Right.
You know, so they'll make it so that, and when the roller gets a batch of leaves that are wrappers, they are all similar size, shape, and color, so that they all look the same in the final box. And then after they roll the cigars, you'll see them when they put them in the box. You watch them. They put them in. They put this one next to here so that it goes from dark to light, and they'll switch it around until it all looks, to your eye, it all looks the same. There is slight differences.
Yeah. Like you said, it's an art. There's a lot of artistry, if you want to say, creativity. More artistry, I should say, than creativity.
It's a lot of it's art and science.
Yes.
So hi. So I got a question for you, okay? And this is for the audience too. All right. How many boroughs are there in Manhattan?
Hold on.
That's a trick question.
Give me a second.
Yeah, hold on. Not Manhattan. In New York. Sorry.
Okay.
New York City.
Okay.
It's still a trick question. Go ahead.
Staten Island. I want to say this. Hold on, Queens. I'm looking at the map. Hold on a second.
I'll give you the answer.
No, I want to.
No. Let me give you the answer because you're gonna. Yeah, right. Wrong.
Why?
Zero. Burros. Boroughs.
Borous. Yes, okay, but he spelled it wrong. But there are 5. Yeah.
Yes.
5 boroughs.
Yeah. But there.
I was missing New York. I was like, hey, there's 4. What's the 5th one? Okay, New York City is or Manhattan.
But there
is the 5th one.
Right, but there are no boroughs in like I just spelled in chat. You see that? Oh, hi, look at chat.
Boroughs, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, boroughs, right? No, Burros. Boroughs.
So another interesting question. Another interesting question. So Dude Ross says, what about the flavor? How is that produced? Well, the leaf, when it burns, has a particular flavor. So again, back to the artistry and the science. Abe said earlier that his nicotine tolerance is very high, so he kind of judges it by the pepper strength that he feels, right? Well, not every cigar has a high pepper strength that has a high nicotine, but for him, that's how he judges it, right? So any tobacco leaf is going to have a certain taste if you burn it by itself. So we do a thing where I did it with Jonas, Blackbird, Mike King came down and did it where we smoked the puros. So we'll smoke the wrapper leaf, the binder leaf, the different filler leaves separately.
Yeah.
Then you put them together, you smoke it together, you see what it would taste like together. So it's a matter of the blender coming up with it and saying, here's what it is. I can come up with a great cigar. We came up with some cigars just wildly. Hey, put this, put that, whatever, smoke it, see what it tastes like. I just smoked some factory selects from Blackbird for something they're going to put out next year. It's just a cigar with a number on it, but they've got a bunch of numbers. This one I smoked was number 309. That means that there was 308 before that they put together. So,
Right.
you know, if you've got a cigar that's got a lot of Ligero, it might have strength. You have a Habano tobacco tends to have a little bit more pepper and so on and so forth.
Yeah, they already know. Like, there's literally, if you could go online right now and Google this, and you could go and say, hey, Habano tobacco leaf, and it will tell you what the properties are. So they know in advance what they're growing. And so there's an element, it's like a chef, you know, if they create a recipe, they typically know what each ingredient tastes like. And then they balance that out. I said, okay, I want it to be more peppery. I'll use more of this seasoning, or I'll add this product, this ingredient. And that's what it is. It's a process. That's why they're called master blenders, the ones that are really good at this, because it is, as Limac said, blending different tobacco leaves to create a specific flavor profile that they're aiming for. People like, you know, master blenders like Steve Saka, like Lee Mack said, they go through so many different blends, don't they, before they finally choose one that they think that works. So that's it. Like you said, that's why typically, you know, you don't get a cigar every 2 weeks, because there's a process that takes years, sometimes years, to get it right. Yeah.
Even after you do that, right? And this is where, say, like the master blenders like Francisco and Fuente and the Perron people, they'll put together a cigar, and guess what? This cigar that they put together tastes like something today. 6 months later, it's going to taste different.
Right.
Because it's aged, it's matured, the tobaccos have melded together. So the master blenders are able to say, all right, I'm making this today for what it tastes like 6 to 8 months later when we put it out on the market. So that's a hard thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why, unfortunately, there are some misses out there. You know what I mean? And it could be that, you know, fresh off like the lorry, as Mark mentioned, it was perfect. You know what I mean? But 2-3 months later, not so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep those comments coming. Keep the questions coming. It's really adding to the show. Really good stuff. I wanted to.
There are cigars. The Arcana that we did, was that last week or the week before? And I smoked that cigar right off the truck. And for some reason, again, based on not too much of my knowledge, because I don't have too much, I'm thinking, man, I think this cigar is going to be a good cigar. I'll give you an example. I bought a box of H. Upmann Magnum 56, 54, 52, whatever they were, right? A box of Cuban cigars. And when I first got it, I was excited. I smoked one right off the truck. It was So I said, well, I'm going to put them down. Every month I'll smoke another one. Right. 6 months, it was still Put it in the back of the humidor. 3 years later, it was like, oh my God, this cigar is fantastic. So it didn't taste like it tasted when I first bought them, but 3-4 years later, it was excellent. But I know. People like Matt Bailey say, I don't buy my cigars to store them. I buy them to smoke them. So, yeah.
And that's fine too, you know. And ultimately, there are cigars, like you said, that will smoke great the first time you get them, buy them, rip that wrapper off, rip the box open, and they'll be fantastic. Some take a little bit, you know, a little bit of age on them.
I was about to address that comment, Lima. It's funny. So if anybody's ever seen Jeff Boyer, he looks like a guy that could probably withstand negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, he looks like he's from Minnesota, but no.
But all of a sudden 60 degrees is cold, because
he's about to freeze at 60.
He's like me when now that I'm living in Spain. I'm like, ooh, today was 61 degrees. I was like, it's a bit cold outside. And But yeah,
Like me, who typically likes, sometimes I like the cooler weather. Actually, I like seasons. You know, I do. I like seasons, but we don't have them as much in Spain. And you know, it's all right. It's all right. The rainy season I can do without, but I don't mind a little bit of cold weather. To be fair,
you know, the meteorologists would argue that there's only two seasons,
they do.
and that would be winter and summer.
That's it.
The other
Other two
autumn and spring
bridges, right?
are transitions.
Yeah, or bridges, same thing.
Yep.
I'm
Those
taking
two.
you from one to the next. One point A to point A to point from point A to point B. Durr.
Yep.
Durr, durr.
So yeah, oh yeah, by the way, that would be that today is the first full day of winter. Is that
Yes.
correct? Right? December
They
22nd?
start getting shorter, guys.
No, longer.
Sorry. Some durr. See, that's what I'm saying. What am I on tonight? I'm getting
Why?
my things around the wrong one. One second, one why. No, this was happening before, as Matt pointed out. It was happening before the show even started. So yeah.
You've been drinking the Matt Bailey Kool-Aid? Is that
I
what-
must, yeah, I'm on the Matt Bailey trip tonight. Train tonight.
All right, so we got a lot of good people in chat. Thank you so much for being here. What I'm going to do is we've been streaming on Instagram. I'm gonna pop off there just so I don't have to monitor the chat and the live video on the gram.
Yes,
But
Jeff, today is the shortest day of the. Thank you.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
that's what I was trying to say. They got longer from now on. Woo! Until finally we hit those nice hot steamy days again. But Jeff's already having those hot steamy days with his 60-degree temperatures down there in Florida. Or Florida.
Yep.
Remember Florida? Rapper?
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, just so everybody knows, we're building a community on all of the platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and also Facebook. Facebook, you'll be able to see the VODs and stuff like that. Jeff Boyer is chilling on Facebook. I see you. And yeah, we got some people chatting over there, and I've been talking to you. So if you're watching on any of the other platforms, put a question in there. I'm going to try to integrate all the chat and stuff like that. Just we want to get our voice out to more people. Having said that, I do want you all to consider. I know this is a big ask during the holidays, but if you want, please, if you like some of the cigars that we've gotten in the packs, do a solid and pick up an iROBUSTO pack. And I can't put the link in there, but Levac, you could put the link into chat, which is iROBUSTO.com/packs. And that'll take you right to State Line where you can grab them. And yeah, get on over there and grab those packs because we've got to keep this going and we need to sell them out. So Hyacinth and I and Lee Mack, we're willing to get some more packs too because there's some really good value in here.
I was just this cigar now. It got me. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking it had a double band on it because the top band is like attached almost to the other big band, and now I take off the little small band, which is what I would have loved to have kept on there. Now it's like, you know, it's hanging on by a thread. That's not good. It looks like a Dumbarton tobacco. It looks like a Steve Saka cigar with that little tiny band on there. But anyway.
All right, so Lee Mack, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You like this cigar?
Yeah, it's a good cigar. I'm sad that I walked past it so many times. Like I said, I bought it 3-4 times. I gave it away each time I bought it.
Yep. So I just got on this cigar. I got like it actually went out on me, but right as it was going out, it was a cool smoke that I got like a nice nut, almost like you could call it like a peanut butter, kind of creamy smooth. And
It's a good cigar.
yeah, it's really good.
It's
And the reason why I like it and the reason why Lee Mac 912 likes it is because this is a Honduran cigar with Jamastran tobacco in it. Now,
Well, that is true. We know that Lee Back loves his Jamastran. So yeah, Lee Back, you kind of like gave it away there. You should have said you like the cigar.
yeah, so that confirmed it for me. That confirmed
I
it.
like a lot of
sorry.
cigars.
Yep.
You do. That is true. It's hard to pin you down sometimes.
But-
You're very contrary.
Final answer.
Do you consider yourself to be contrary?
Yeah, I could be.
I like it though. It's good.
Me and Lee
It's
Mac.
good to be contrary. I think it's good to be contrary in life. Anyway, sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Me and Lee Mac. We have firsthand experience with contrarianism. We love each other for it. So I'm only a contrarian with Lee Mack. That's my thing. But everybody else I like to agree with. But because Lee Mack is a contrarian, I have to be a contrarian. The link is in the chat. Lee Mack put it in there. iROBUSTO.com/packs. And so I'm ready to hear what this tobacco is. I already know the price because somebody told me it was $12. I saw a chat really early. But I'm pretty sure that this got some Honduran tobacco in it, and I'm not going to venture a guess on anything else other than that because I don't know what I'm tasting. So.
Yeah, it's all Honduran, which is why I said I didn't know what it was because Placencia is typically Nicaraguan. This is their first all Honduran cigar. It's got tobacco in it from the Jamastran Valley, Olancho, and Talanga. So 3 different types of Honduran tobacco.
Let's put it like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Win, win, and win.
Yeah,
all 3 tobaccos win.
What's interesting is that I don't know if do you have the sizes on the cigar?
It comes in they got crazy names with it, but a 4 3/4 by 60, a little short fatty. That's the Santa Fe. The La Vega is a 5 by 52. What we're smoking is the Azacualpa 6 by 52, and it's got like a little perfecto shaped one that came out this year, 5 3/4 by 56. I don't have the prices though.
Yeah, that one's slightly pricier, I think. I think I saw it on
it's like $15 or something like that.
Yeah. That was on Half Wheel. But yeah, interestingly enough, like you said, those names are actually areas in Honduras. So if you are Honduran or you know a little bit about Honduras, you would be like, oh yeah, this has got to be Honduran. Yeah, so that actually is an area in Honduras, that name of that. So they didn't just pick these names randomly. They actually have some meaning to it. They're not just like saying, hey, I'm just going to pick this name because it sounds good. What's interestingly enough is that remember Mark, the era, right, when that whole upheaval in Nicaragua happened, and a lot of the cigar manufacturers moved their productions to Honduras, and Placencia was one of them. Once that died down, they moved back to Nicaragua, but they kept the Honduran factory going. So this was produced in a Honduran factory as well. So yeah, it's pretty interesting history there, and I like the fact because Placencia has been around such a long time that we're able to go back and document a lot of this stuff, a lot of their history.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, Lee Mac, I think you'll appreciate this comment. I think this is the best Placencia I've ever smoked.
Yes.
I could agree with that.
Right?
I do like that Almafuerte, though. I think it's Almafuerte. I think that's the one I like.
Yeah, I think that might have been the one we did on the show. Or it might have been, somehow I think it was an anniversary cigar, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it's cool because, like you said, the whole family's involved, great grandchildren, they're all in it. They're all in this industry. So, and obviously that knowledge has been passed down from generation to generation. And they like I said, they're doing a good job with this cigar. Did an excellent job, I think.
Yeah. So to address that dude, Rod, I have a question too. So I'm definitely, and I'm going to wait till next week as well because I was thinking we're probably thinking the same thing. So I'm looking forward to your question. Do not forget, right? Bookmark that. Make sure that you ask that question.
That's why we did it back to back because we wanted to have in our heads this cigar. And you know what? I'm starting to get a bit of a head rush, not just from the wine, but from this cigar. Mm-hmm. I think this cigar is edging up to medium plus. What are you guys thinking? Let us know in the chat. Lee Matt, where are you on the strength on this cigar?
Still medium. It's not really easing up much. Medium, slightly towards medium plus, but just kind of sitting squarely in medium for me right now.
Yeah, and so here's a cool part about the strength and stuff too, Hyacinth, right? So if you have this situation when a cigar is on the like creeping up to medium, right? You tend to like puff on it a little bit more, and you kind of like it's because this cigar is so easy to smoke, by the way.
It is.
And so then you kind of forget, hey, I'm not supposed to inhale, so you might be a little bit less careful when it comes to that. So you'll get hit by the tobacco a little bit more on these. So that's why you should be careful.
That is true.
Right.
Well said.
Yeah. Yep. Jeff, we definitely did. The VOD is on Facebook, and yes,
Go back and rewatch it from the start.
a lot of people in the audience had the sangria, and
Sangria was
nice.
good. I had leftovers, so I was sipping on it throughout the week.
Yeah, that sangria was very good.
It was. The recipe worked out.
Hot.
I'm gonna definitely try some of the in the summer though too. I'm gonna go with the pomegranate juice one that I made as well, because it'll be a nice refreshment.
Yeah, it's typically like you said with the orange, but you can like substitute in other things, and
The pomegranate juice was for the wine. The substitute for the wine, non-alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You do that. Just as pomegranate juice with the orange soda, and then and ginger ale, and then you have a nice like
the virgin version.
yeah. Then you have a nice
Pretty
cool
tasty.
one, Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so it's cool too. Is Jeff is behind us because he finished up his disc golf thing, his tournament, and so he started the cigar probably about 20 minutes ago. So it's kind of nice to see him at the beginning of where we were at the beginning of the show,
Right.
and he's getting the flavors that we were talking about.
Yes.
And then, but there are some transitions. This cigar for me is transitioned into more of an earth. The spice, Lee Mack. For you, do you have a lot of spice on this cigar or no?
No, spices calm down on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and Hyacinth, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Getting
so
more of the creaminess, earthiness, smooth, still getting that toasty brown sugar flavor in there too. It's a very good cigar. I'm going to try a retro at this stage and see if the spice hits me.
yeah, and so question directly to audience members, all of you, right? But one person specifically, Matt Bailey, you still getting that what was it? The chili pepper spice on this one. Or
That's to be on the retro still. I'm still getting that chili is on the retro. A nice chocolate earthiness. It's great. This is a good cigar. If you don't like the retro, this is a cigar that I think you can retro. I don't typically like to, but this is nice.
Yeah. It is a good smoke output. Nice volume. The experience is really good. And you know what's funny? The box pressing on this cigar is just great, right?
Yeah.
Hey, station identification. Let's do this. Mac, if you can, look what I'm doing. And let's all audience show us where you're at.
I got a good ways to go.
Yeah. So right now we're at 1 hour and 27 minutes.
This is a big cigar.
Yeah, in the episode. And we started maybe 2-3 minutes in. So we got all of this. And the price on this cigar is?
That's what I was just going to say. I was just about to say that. It just shows you get a cigar with 3 pretty awesome. I love the bands on this cigar. The foot band, obviously, which you have to take off before you light it. And then this really pretty top band on it, which I tore off, which I wish I hadn't. But anyway, pretty bands. And you get a bloody 6x52, which I think might be slightly fatter, but beautiful cigar for $12. It just feels like, But Placencia, like you said, they have all this tobacco, and they're able to keep the price relatively within, where it should be. I think this is priced rightly. Spot on.
$12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's a cool part too, is we've talked about this. This is exactly what I call a squircle.
Right.
The box pressing makes it a squircle. It's not quite square and it's not quite round. It's a squircle, a square circle. Really good cigar. Loving it. So, yep, got Matt Bailey coming in, still getting the pepper, just not picking up any transitions. That's fine. I had like a little bit more of.
Wow, let us know how far along you know. Are you into the final third yet, or are you still?
Yeah, here we're right about here, Matt.
Yeah, we're we're here.
Yeah. Hyacinth's in the lead, baby.
Am I?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I think it's because I took my band off. I'm always in the lead, typically.
Yep, that's good.
But I'm definitely getting the strength on this cigar. I don't think you guys are really feeling it. Wait till you stand up, then you'll get the real kind of like, woohoo.
Jeff Boyer suffering from the placebo effect. We got you. We heard the chili. Now I taste it.
No negative comments, please, guys. I'm just teasing. Get on the bandwagon. No, I'm just teasing. It is a very good cigar, and I think if you like it that much, get a few more packs.
Yep. Creamy spice, I would say, on it. There's I don't know. There's like a third. There's like, for me, there's lots of layers in this one too. So yeah.
Matt said he's only.
Me too.
Which one? The foot band? Okay, yeah, just the foot band.
I'm breaking out the nubbing tool, MD Spider, smoking like there is no
Okay.
such thing as tomorrow.
That's it. That's my boy out there. Thank you. You like a cigar, you smoke it.
MD Spider getting the $12 quicker than the rest of us. That's all good. But we love that. He's chilling, literally. Got the grandchild. Yeah, there you go. There's a reason. We've actually alienated our cat from the room because we don't want to have her in here with all the smoke. We're quite.
And she's been exactly. She's been.
I gave her a toy, so
Yeah, she'll be fine. She's.
I'll pay for it later. Don't worry.
Thank you, Grey Man. You're feeling nicotine. I am feeling nicotine too. I feel like this cigar has picked up in strength, but it's good when the nicotine is so smooth in a cigar like this. I think that a lot of times, you get the nicotine rush, and it's like, ooh, you actually really feel it. So it kind of like takes away from the flavor and stuff like that, the enjoyment of the cigar. In this instance, I don't think that's happening. I think I'm still enjoying the cigar. I feel this nicotine rush, but I'm still really enjoying it. So that's good.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Is
Yes, yeah, MDS, yeah. Freedom always tries to steal the show. Pantera. That's her nickname.
Freedom Pantera.
La Pantera, which means panther in Spanish, because she thinks she's a panther. She
Yes.
acts like she's a panther. She stalks around like she's a big cat. She's small-ish. So she's grown a lot, but she's still a kitten. But she's she thinks she owns the place.
Yes, sir.
And she does, unfortunately. She rules the house. What can I say? She's taken over. If anyone has a cat, you'll know what I'm talking about. Limac, he's like, I'm a kind of a cat. Too much work. He's right. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
On that sense, it's a lot of work.
Jeff Boyer say he's not lightheaded yet.
You're just at the beginning, Jeff. You're just at the beginning stages.
Yeah, I just released the Hype Horizon Friday Night Hype jerseys with the number 25 for 2025 on the back, part of the winter collection. Just a little self-plug there. And also did some updates to the website to make the browsing experience a little bit better. On the homepage, I added one of our friends here. You might know this gentleman. He's bringing the ruckus. And then on the right there, my good friend, Mac 912, our good friend, my brother. And then I have also our friend Smurf. That's her name. Her name's Irene. Lovely person that I know from Arizona. Arizonian, yes. We actually do a D&D session, Dungeons and Dragons session with her. Hyacinth and I and Irene are playing Dungeons and Dragons on Saturday nights.
She roped me in now. I've become a D&D fan.
So yeah, we're doing our thing, and just want to give everybody a big shout out. Thank you so much for being with us during the show. Yeah, this
MTS. That's
this guy right here.
One is the one in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forget about those other two. One in the middle.
Yeah. The thing is too is if you notice, MD, I put you in the middle because you're the most handsome, and then where am I on the broadcast right now? That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go.
And of course, you got that gorgeous smile on the right. Ding! Lee Mac, you'll.
Yeah, I know. He's like.
He needs that little ding on the side, like the little.
Cost me a lot of money to put that picture up on the website. That's all. I'm still. I don't know. It's like maybe I could. I don't know how I can get out of that one, but I'm gonna try. I got a cease and desist letter. Or what's I was 1 day late on the payment.
Excuse me.
You got to pay the hobby hitters.
Therefore, sorry, Lee Mac. Go ahead.
That you got to pay the hobby hitters.
There you go.
Yeah, it's it.
What's happened to our heavy hitter?
I
haven't seen them. I think I blocked them on Facebook. So.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's doing.
It's like I've never. I was going to say I could never smile like Lee Mac. I just not a teethy smile guy. I just don't do it. All right, so wow, 1 hour and 35 minutes on the broadcast. That means 1 hour and 30 on the cigar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're chilling. It's thing is.
My ash is a little flaky. My ash is a little. It's not dropping off, and attacking me, but it's a little flaky. Came off in like a little one clump and some little flaky ash beside it, but yeah, not bad. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But so far, so good.
Yeah.
Fern has been pretty good.
I'm gonna take off the band on it. But I just wanna. The whole band comes off, Hyacinth?
No.
You can take off just the top.
Probably pull the bottom, whichever one you want. Well, the middle one.
Taking off the top.
You can leave the little tiny little this one here, the little one with the crescent shapes on it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
What a greatly presented cigar.
That is a Placencia label, isn't it? That's their label. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's such a well presented cigar. It looks great, and I don't even know what the one next week looks like.
It's a different size though. I think it's longer. Right, Lee Mac, is it 6 1/4 by 44 or something?
I have no idea.
I think it's a six and something by 4. I know it's a 44 ring gauge, so it's a smaller ring gauge, but it's a little longer.
Thank you, A. Jeter. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're smoking with you.
Yes.
And where you at? I'm going to show you where I'm at right here. It's good to see you. Thanks for the comment. And Jeff is smoking 35 minutes in.
Yep.
Let's see.
You've got a long way to go, Jeff. A long way to go. So just hunker down. Or hanker. Is it hanker? Hunker?
Mm-hmm.
Hanker. Hanker down, isn't it?
Well, yeah. New Yorkers would say probably honkered.
Oh, maybe it's hunker then. I'm not sure which one it is. A. Jeter. I guess it's not. Any relation? I just want to say. Any relation to?
I'm sure he's never heard that before, or
I know.
they've never
whatever, Mark. Yeah. It's just like me. Everyone's like, oh, my maiden name is Burton. So people are like, oh, Burton it's a popular name though. Burton is a popular surname. Lots of Burtons about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I worked with a Cliff Burton. His claim to fame used to work for me, right?
Yeah.
So I took over a section. Cliff was a guy who would come in at 7 o'clock. He would make his oatmeal. He would read his newspaper. At 9 o'clock, he would go to the gym. Cliff, man, you working? I asked Cliff, hey Cliff, what are your goals? Cliff's goal, what he said was, not to me directly, was, I ain't got no motherfucking goals.
That's my kind of guy.
Perfect. Great answer.
Well, it's funny. That is really funny. So I was on a podcast, right? And it was a business podcast, and it was so there's this guy. His name is Flobo Boyce, and he's a comedian, but he also does like business talk podcasts and stuff like that. And he's out of LA. He travels the world. He's kind of somewhat. He's not like ultra famous, but he's known, right? And so I'm on his podcast, and the first 5 minutes is in, and he's like, "So tell me, what's your goals?" I'm like, "I don't like short-term goals. I don't like long-term goals." He's like, "Well, so we're not gonna have much of a show." But yeah, I always felt. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say, you give yourself a goal. You don't meet it.
Yeah, it's like the Michael Jordan thing, like where if they say like you have to take a lot of shots. If you can't make 100 shots if you don't take one. Right. And I feel the same way about goals. Like rather than set them, I just take the shots, and if they work out, and then I could like back into it and go, you know what? I reached my goal. We've got
another Gen X in the house. Welcome. We've got a lot of Gen X's here.
Great cut all day.
Yep.
That's nice.
I would be it.
Yes, sir. LaTanya in the building. Yeah. Good to see you. Keep those questions coming in, y'all. You can do so by typing in the chat and hitting return. And that question. We'll give it a heart emoji too.
Think about Gen X people. Interesting generation. Woo!
Anybody's watching chat, let's hit the 100% emoji.
That's what I can say.
100%.
I think it's fun being Gen X.
Right? Hit that 100% emoji for being a part of the Gen X generation. Yep. So, good to see everybody here chilling with us. Man, we got so much cigar.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a lot of cigar here. But you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing my duty like MDS. I'm getting there. You know what I mean? And I'm enjoying the ride as well. I'm not just doing it to get through it. I'm actually really enjoying it. So
yeah. I just got like a really strong flavor of like some kind of nut, like a nut flavor again. Okay. And the spice is picking up for me a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Jeff's also Gen X. Good. Got a lot of Gen X's in the chat.
LaTanya Love.
But you know what? Either side, we're happy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Everyone's welcome, as we say. Ooh.
Yes, Florida love. You got California love, you got Florida love. So, Lee Mack, have you had any transitions on the cigar?
I mean, it started out sweet, creamy, brown sugar, spice. It's kind of like now, I'm not really getting the spice is still there in the back.
Yeah.
More tobacco taste now.
How about smoke output? Did you say enough about the cigar?
Yeah, a lot of smoke output. Yeah.
Smoke output, but I will tell you this though. I feel like I need my perfect draw. Oh, I got my little nubber here. I feel like I need to poke it because I'm struggling. I'm doing the relights. It's getting a little wet in the tip here, and it's kind of a little tight on the draw for me.
Right.
So I'm gonna poke it a few times here.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that obviously solves that problem. If you have that, for me, the draw is right more on the medium side. So yeah, I like the draw. I typically like it slightly tighter, but I'm happy with the draw. Yeah, because the cigar itself is performing really well. I'm enjoying the flavors, and it's good.
Mm-hmm. Peanut taste, more cocoa or chocolate, creamy cocoa tobacco. I'm 100% on that train too. Yep. Much love.
You know what I made last night, Mark? I don't know if you ever had fried apple pie?
No. Wow. Tell me about it.
Oh man, fried apple pies. It's what the McDonald's apple pie
Oh.
strive to be, but
Ah.
basically it's you make like a little chunky applesauce and you make a dough and you make it like a turnover, like a popover turnover, and you
Mm.
fold it over a little round thing and you put it together and then you fry it. You fry the whole thing. So you get this crispy dough on the outside and the sweet apples on the inside. That's delicious.
Yeah, I know the McDonald's version, but I'm pretty sure that the Limac version is probably a lot better. Let's just say that.
Well, all I gotta say is, Limac,
A
all I
lot
got.
better, I would think. Yeah. No, the McDonald's version is okay, but I'm just saying I can see where it would be really tasty. I know when we lived in New Hampshire, they had that. What was that they used to have? Was it fried dough? Wasn't it called fried dough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that's fried and doughy is probably pretty tasty.
Anything that's fried is tasty.
That's true, unfortunately. For us,
I
yeah.
tell you, when I was in the Navy, when I was in basic training, one of my shipmates was from Oklahoma. He was like, my mama would fry anything. Hell, she even fried oatmeal.
Yeah, there are certain groups of, or we say, people or that just love fried food, no matter what. It's fried. If you go to somewhere like Sweden, you're not going to get a lot of fried food, but yeah, certain places you're just going to get the fried food, and it's pretty good. Yeah, you fry it, it's good.
Yeah, what I was gonna say.
Like I said, they have something called bubble and squeak here, right? Remember, Lee Matt, we were talking about bubble and squeak?
Yeah.
You remember that? Similarly, you take the leftovers, you fry it, and it's good a year later. I'm just saying. A week later, it's still pretty darn good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's feedback that when you said, like, when you describe the fried apple pie, my first reaction was, oh hell yeah. That's all it was, like, in my head. Oh hell yeah.
The fried cheese. How do you get the fried cheese right? I always feel like it, because it kind of like, I guess you've got to use a specific type of cheese, right, Jeff? Let us know, because sometimes it gets like, you know what I mean, Mark? It breaks down.
I'll tell you how you do it.
Yeah.
It's all about the basting. It's you put it in the egg, then you put the breadcrumbs, and you make sure that you have a nice,
So it's like the camembert, the fried camembert,
Right.
or the fried, like if you have people like halloumi cheese, when you fry it, that cheese stands up to good
Right.
fry. Yeah.
all about that crust, right? You gotta do the nice egg,
So it
egg.
doesn't break down.
Yep, you go egg, flour, egg.
You got to use two hands, right?
boom.
Keep one
Yeah.
hand dry and one hand wet. So
Yeah.
you don't end up with a sticky mess. I get it. Yeah.
But you know what, Lee Mac, you know what? I'm gonna, because we were thinking about having some apple pie on Christmas. I'm gonna see if we could do a fried apple pie, and I will
It's
let you know.
very easy. The dough is easy.
We've got apples here. Yeah. And we got flour. So yeah, go ahead. You make.
You know what? So I was at the Asian market and I bought these apples. They were Macintosh apples, but they were about this damn big. They didn't really taste good to eat. I said, well, first thing I thought was, well, you put it in some oil and fry it. I bet that'll make a good damn pie. And it really did.
Absolutely. Yeah, when they make apple pies, typically use, in England anyway, I don't know if you have them in America, Granny Smiths. You know what Granny Smiths are?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you use Granny Smith's apple, which are really tart. And yeah, you can't really bite into it and eat it unless you're a crazy person. But yeah, ultimately, they add a bit of sugar, put them in an apple pie, and they're perfect because they don't get really soggy. So they hold up, but they're, you know what I mean? But with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cooking, they're very good.
Yes.
Oh, so Jeff said mozzarella. Mozzarella, yeah. Mozzarella, halloumi, those types of like chewy kind of cheeses. Squeaky cheeses, right? The squeaky ones will work out. Like cheddar, nah. Cheddar's my favorite, so one of my favorites.
Cheddar.
Even brie probably used to do it. No camembert. Even the soft cheese could do it. If Mark says you put like the crust on there, they're all soft in the middle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
Natalia. Shout out to Johnny Bros. What's going on to you as well?
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Lima, we have the big day coming up, right?
Brother Tony,
Christmas.
what's going on? Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah.
Christmas. So what? I know that we have a specific dish that we have like taken to our heart that we have on Christmas. Is there a specific dish, or do you go the traditional, like Christmas dinner?
Well, I'll cook whatever. It doesn't matter.
So you're not specific. You're not like the roast turkey and
Nah.
or the cranberry sauce and I think in like Southern cuisine they have like the collard green, all that stuff, right?
It's
and
whatever
sweet
whatever
potato and
you
all that
want to
kind of
eat.
stuff.
That's what you eat, you know?
We typically have we're not Italians, but we have our lasagna, don't we?
Yes. For
We
days.
have a lasagna, a massive lasagna that
Yeah.
literally lasts like 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our Christmas dinner,
It
basically.
doesn't. It doesn't last 3 or 4 days. We usually
We try to make it last.
Yeah.
So it goes
Like-
2 days.
yeah, you start out. It's like right around 12 noon. We start cooking. We have
Yeah.
one at 1 o'clock, and
Yeah.
you have one at 6 o'clock, and then you're like
slice of yeah.
chilling out, or like around midnight. You're like, you know what?
Oh yeah, we can have a little bit more.
Do some lasagna.
More of that lasagna. Really tasty.
It's like take a nap, wake up with a little lasagna. You know?
Happy Christmas to you, Jeff.
Thank you so much for the well wishes there. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Celebrate with
Shout out to Will I Am.
Yep, welcome.
yes. It's good to see you. Yeah. It's good to see everybody here.
Natalia. Welcome, Natalia. Welcome to the show.
Tony L
Yeah.
is doing the cigar smoking passion some justice in 13 degree or less. That's
In New Jersey?
it would be nice if it was 13 degrees Celsius, but it's actually 13 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's one thing I couldn't get. That's so interesting. Like in where I'm from in England, it's like literally in the south of England, particularly, I should say, not the north, but in the south, yeah, you don't get those extreme, like temperatures or extreme weather conditions. Let's just say that you're not getting 6 feet of snow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that was a bit of like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of snow there. And then typically, right, in March, April, you're still like going out. You're like, hang on a minute, there's still like big piles of snow. Yeah, take a while to get rid of that.
Yeah. Well, Hyacinth and I used to live in New Hampshire,
Yeah.
and what's the mountain that they have there? The big mountain.
Oh my God. Shit.
Jeff,
Man in
could
the
you let us
mountain.
know?
Man in the mountain, Jeff. You know.
Jeff, what's the big mountain range?
Do you remember? Do you remember? Jeff probably remembers this because I don't know if he remembers this, but remember when the man in the mountain, his face fell off?
Yeah.
Sorry. Limac, right? In New Hampshire, they have this mountain range, and there was a man in the mountain. There's a mountain that has like a face, and then one year, part of the face fell off, and people were losing their minds. Right, Mark?
Oh.
They were like crazy. Oh my God, the mountain is gone. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, so when I had a hip hop band, like at one of our later creations, we were in New Hampshire, and the album cover was a crane with me and my other MC
Yeah.
chiseling the face off of the mountain man.
And then it really happened.
And then it really happened, and everybody hated us.
Like, you guys predicted it. You predicted it would fall off, but it did. Well, nothing lasts forever. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So anybody wants to?
Yeah, you definitely need some whiskey to warm the soul out. One thing I liked about living in New Hampshire. Guess what? What's the state motto, Mark?
Live free or die.
Yeah. So literally, they took it to like the umpteenth, if you want to say, section or goal, right? They didn't like during the winter. They didn't like sand the roads, right, Mark? There was like literally you were driving on ice.
Oh yeah.
So everyone obviously had the tires, not even the snow tires. They put like the metal things on the tires, right? What are those things called
Chains?
again? Chains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just they didn't care. Didn't care.
Listen,
And
if
it's okay. Having no state taxes in like in places like Florida is great because the weather's great all year round. But having no state tax in places like New Hampshire is great too. But then you have to like there's certain things that you can't, just
Yeah.
have to put up with. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, hey, listen, if I gotta put chains on the tire to drive, I ain't driving. That's why I ain't never drove no place with the truck where you gotta chain up. No, I ain't gotta chain up. I'm going back to the house.
And then Lee Mac, you also have to put up with like literally these huge stags, right, Mark?
yeah.
Like just wandering out into the road. So you got to be careful driving in New Hampshire in the winter. Extremely careful.
Yeah. So
They don't care. They just walk out.
yeah. So I have an image up there of the
There he
of
is.
the mountain.
The man. He doesn't look like. Did they fix him or I don't think did they ever fix it? They remember they were thinking about fixing
he
it.
fell down in 2003.
Right.
And they wanted to fix him, but basically,
Jeff
thing
said
is-
he's the old man of the mountain. Thank you.
Yep.
He's found right.
we live, we die, we pay taxes, and we love the old man. 20 years later,
Right.
New Hampshire
Right.
holds on.
Hey, Johnny Bros, I'm sipping on a little bit of Dominican rum, the Leyenda. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we weren't very popular when we erected that crane and took down the mountain. We were a little upset. They were upset with us. That's all I got to say. We turned a mountain man into a grain of sand. That's what one of the lyrics from one of our songs. So it wasn't very popular.
Oh dear. Those are good old days.
But you know how we do. Big country
But
briar
yeah.
in the building.
What's interesting, yeah. They talking about the man in the mountain or the old man in the mountain, whatever they called him. So where we live, we're in the mountains.
Yeah.
And so what they do is typically, like you said, I think they saw it in New York too, especially when you drove upstate, they would have these massive like wire meshes to keep a lot of the because literally, I mean, there was one day we were driving and there was like,
Older.
yeah, boulders in the road where the rock face had literally collapsed into the road. So it happens. Man in the Mountain is not a one-off. It does happen in other places too.
Yeah. The reason why I was talking about mountains in New Hampshire is because I was talking about the cold. The mountain is called Mount Washington,
Okay.
and they have some of the highest, wind speeds. And I'll tell you, honestly, it's really like in New Hampshire, there was one day we were walking and we came out from so we were going up the block and then the road, the building was here and we were coming up this way. And then as soon as we got out and the wind hit us, it literally took the breath out of you, and you could, and there was times when you could throw water up in the air and it would freeze in midair.
Yeah.
Cold.
Very cold. But you know what? Beautiful country.
Oh yeah.
Literally, they had, remember that bar? It was like they had this bar in the woods. It was like, it was close to Deliverance land, but not as, the people there were not like the people in Deliverance, but it was kind of like you got that feeling. Mark? And you'd go there and literally, everyone would have they'd have their guns. Jeff would be familiar with this. They'd have their gun right on their hip.
Yep.
And yeah, it was in away from any kind of civilization, but it was very cool.
Yeah, it was a
Because
great place.
literally we went and then we were like, oh my god, what's going on here? And they had this really kind of cool. Was it a jazz band? What was it?
Yeah,
Blues.
this
It was
place is
blues.
great. Yeah.
They had this music, and we were like, wow, this is kind of really cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those places where you might not think you'd have a good time, but we had a really good time.
Oh yeah, New Hampshire really is great. Just too cold for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was in the winters. It was pretty harsh.
Yeah. Insert the culture into warm weather, and I'm down. We kind of have that
Yes.
here, sort of. You know what I mean? It's like live free or die here. You know, they. By the way, they don't have railings on staircases, so like you could like literally come out your door and walk off a cliff in our neighborhood.
People have
People have.
people have like
It's like
had a few falls. Let's just say that.
this one dude. Remember? So everybody has nicknames. A lot of people here are all named Antonio.
Yes.
So you have Antonio, you know, the
Antonio the
cab
plumber,
driver, Antonio the water.
taxi driver.
Yeah.
They're all at least if not their first name, their middle name is Antonio.
Yeah. So they're all Antonio. So we have Antonio English.
Right.
And Antonio English, he speaks fluent English, like better than us, like, you know. And he's like, he's hated by the police. And it's like, so one night he's like out, he must have been like, I don't know, doing mushrooms or something, and he fell off a cliff.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm gonna sue the state. They're like, you ain't gonna win. They wanted you to die. they led you to the spot. Here, go over here.
Not gonna happen. Forget it. Move on. Next.
Kurt Dura in the building. I'll tell you what's up. That's what's up. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the broadcast. It's Meat and Mill Show. So we're smoking the Placencia. This is the 149?
Cosecha
right?
149.
Yes. Placencia 149? Yeah.
The Cosecha.
Cosecha.
Cosecha is, as Levi clearly showed earlier, it means simply just harvest. So it's the 149th harvest,
Yep.
which I said is the most recent, but it is not the most recent one.
Yep. So we're chilling out. I just wanted to show everybody also too. Like I said, I know that again, it's not. I know everybody hates me, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to send you to iROBUSTO.com/packs. That's like get your packs at. And the State Line cigar winter sampler is here. You just hit iROBUSTO.com and you put in your birthday and you do it.
Yeah, and that's what makes it good, like you said, the show, is because we ultimately get to enjoy the same cigars, and we're able to argue or agree on whether or not we like it.
So do that also too for everybody that's new here as well. Get on the newsletter. It's iROBUSTO.com/NL, like newsletter. iROBUSTO.com/NL. Get on the newsletter, then you get updates as to what we're doing. We gave a sangria recipe last week. We smoked the Arcana cigar last week and had sangria. We do theme nights and stuff like that. You get on the newsletter to know what's up, and if any discounts are going, you'll get those as well. What you're looking at is the iROBUSTO Winter Sampler, which is 13 cigars. It comes out to $8.65 with shipping. We've only got 12 left. We'd like to try and get that under 10. Let's get that under 10. So if you like some of the cigars, make sure you get another one.
But you know what? Like you said, I think we averaged it out at like low, like 850 or 860. Was it? I think.
Yeah, 865.
865.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
You're not going to get like these level quality cigars at that price.
Yep. Was it 115 divided by 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
884. I'm sorry. 884 cigar with shipping.
Well, that's 115 all in.
Yep. All in. Yeah. Plus, they have some other good stuff, and there's some State Line exclusives in there as well, which you could try out.
Jeff's down in Florida shooting alligators. Apparently,
Yes, he is.
well, he says it would take it. I don't know if he's actually out there shooting. I get it, but I just thought it'd make a nice story.
I flow greater when I kill an alligator. All right, so
TT, welcome, welcome, welcome. Long time no
What's up,
see,
Texas?
but it's great that you're here. Right, Lee Mac?
Texas Tourist talking about V cut. Sometimes the classics never die. V cut all the way. Ooh, he's straight now. Okay. Be back. You converted somebody.
Yeah, see?
See, it's straight cut all the way. Latanya's mad. She ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah. Will.i.am says that Lee Mack, you mentioned about the Alma Fuerte. That's also one of the cigars from Placencia that you rate, right?
Yep.
Chilling. Let's do this. All right.
I mean, you mentioned something about the natural wrappers. So I got a question for Lee Mack here. Do you think there has been a drop off in natural wrappers in all the cigars that you smoked recently? Or just
depends on where you are. In the States, everybody likes Maduro. Not everybody, but the majority.
Yeah.
So they put out what you like, you know?
Yeah. So true. But I dig a natural wrapper myself, you know?
Yeah, I do too.
I'm just gonna use the bathroom. So.
I can't hear if you dig it.
What?
Go ahead.
You can't hear Leon? Can you hear now?
Unplug. Jeff says he never killed a gator, but he removed 5 from my yard. I have a pond. And sometimes they come in and I remove them. See how nice he says that? I remove them.
That's good. It doesn't take them out.
So he didn't say how he removes them. He just said that they're removed, you know? Hey, Johnny Bros, got to run. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out from Long Island. Appreciate you, brother, for stopping in. Good to see you, man. Hope to see you again next week or another week or whatever. Have a Merry Christmas, brother.
I'm like nubbing it almost now. I am down.
Mine is down. I relit it a couple of times. And she is down. She is on the ashtray, kind of down and out for the count.
Yeah, it's a very good cigar. Rate this one from Placencia. And it just shows you, right, that sometimes you can't always like judge a book by its cover. As B-Mac said, he's passed over this cigar several times. He's glad he's got the opportunity to try it this time on the show. And it's good that we're all having a good experience with it. So that's nice.
Jeff says he relocates them. Now, that's interesting. Hey, Jeff, how do you relocate them? You call somebody to relocate them. You call Johnny Alligator Service, and they relocate the cigars. Well, what's up with that?
I don't know how you relocate them. Jeff has to elaborate on that. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking about what was the guy from Australia? I can't remember his name now.
Crocodile.
Yeah, the guy who got killed by the stingray.
Although that's the other guy. That's Steve something, whatever his name is.
Steve Irwin was his name?
Yeah, Steve Irwin was the guy that got.
Yeah.
Which was just like, a 1 in a million chance, and he just got very, very unlucky. Let's just say that. Very unlucky.
Yeah, he was like, it's funny though, like stingrays are not necessarily very like aggressive, but he swam above it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's like our cat. She doesn't like being. Yep. Doesn't like she gets scared when you come over the top. Let's just say that. I think that's an animal thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that too. I don't like people behind me or above me, so I kind of like get like same kind of vibes, you know.
Yeah. So if anybody, if like, so when I walk out the door, guys,
Right.
if I happen to get killed on the way out, then hopefully we have the video evidence here to prove it.
Killed by our cat. Sorry. Oh dear.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Jeff, 8.3, is that a good rating for you? Because I rate mine higher. Yeah, 8.3 is average to me, or maybe slightly below average. So 8.5 is like an average to me. So I rate higher. Limac rates a little lower, right?
Yep.
Big shout out to Long Island. Thank you.
Yes.
See you soon, brother. My hometown.
Yeah, hey Jeff. Hey, look here, man. A fishing pole, duct tape, cage, and he drives them 20 miles. Nah, we're not doing that. That's gonna be a negative Ghost Rider. Not doing that.
You're just gonna get the gun out, or you're not gonna go down that path.
Hey, listen, the gun out. I don't know how to clean no damn alligator. He might end up in a hole somewhere, but we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yeah. We are chilling. So only 5 foot or less and bigger. Yes, sir. Alligators in the building. Got that dude rod. I give it a 9 on the that dude scale.
Nice.
And 2
Nice.
drinks. Sweet.
I love it. I love that.
That's a
thing.
9.2 right there. Man.
I love it.
I mean, or you could do an 8.8 plus 2 drinks.
Oh, MDS is talking about Gator Bisque. Woo! I don't know.
8.3 is high, Hyacinth.
That's good. Okay, yeah, I know, because I think that's high for Limac too. 8.3 is on Limac scale is very high.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do yours typically out of 5, don't you? So if you did like anything over 4 is probably pretty high.
If I were doing a cigar aficionado rating on this, they didn't pay me enough. So I'm going to give it a cigar aficionado rating. You know what? I'm not going to rate it. You know why? Because they don't.
Question now.
Tell me.
Right, so people in the chat as well, and Limac and Mark as well. What can you guess? You can give a guess as to what Cigar Aficionado is going to come out with for 2024 Cigar of the Year.
Oh, wow.
They already did, I thought. No.
Oh, they did?
Still in
I don't
business?
Well, they usually come out in December, but you know,
Yeah. I thought.
I guess I'm
I could
behind
be
the
wrong.
8 ball here.
Yeah, it's we've learned not to pay attention to it. I think
Yeah.
it was the that cigar, the Andalusian Bull, that did it for us. Like the three of us were like, hell no. We could look.
I don't think it was the Andalusian Bull. I think it was the what is that company?
We gotta pick one
What is the
boogeyman.
name? Not Paqui- what was that? A Paquia? What is the name of that company? It was a cigar that came out. I can't remember. But, oh.
There's just way too many
Yeah, there was just too many. Where
too many inconsistencies.
Right.
Like, you know, cigar aficionado.
I mean, typically, like I think there was 1 year or even 2, maybe even 2 or 3 years, Matt, where we smoked all of the cigars, the top 10, in their top 25, 10 of their top 25 cigars, but we smoked all of them.
Yeah, we went from like 50 viewers a month to
We kind of like, we're like, well, we're probably not going to do this because Cigar Aficionado, I don't know. Some of the palettes may be a little burnt. Latonia, it was $12. $12 was the price on this
all right, here we go.
bad boy.
All right, here we go. Let's look. All right, so number 25, the Tatuaje Reserva Uno. Number 24, the Fierro Tego Suma Corona Gorda.
Don't know.
23, the Warp Corto X52. The 22 was the one-off Black and Tan. Black and Tan.
Wow.
Peace be with you. Robusto. The LFD Double Ligero Chiselito Maduro, old cigar.
LFD always makes the list.
Cohiba Riviera Robusto
Always
at
makes the
number
list.
20. Herrera Esteli Norteño.
That's what it was. It's we kind of like have a problem with our boy Herrera, but go ahead.
Number 18, 601 La Bamba Warhead X. Next week's cigar coming in at 17, the Placencia Cosecha 151 La Musica.
Right, so there you go. You've got a top 25 cigar aficionados. Now we're rating the list.
Yeah.
Top 25 cigar. We're smoking that next week, guys.
Perdomo 30th anniversary coming in at 16. 15 is the Romeo y Julieta Wide Churchill, and I know everybody loves my pronunciation of the words here. Number 14, Casa Magna, Colorado.
Casa Magna, really? No, you know what? Interestingly enough, I don't think we smoked enough Casa Magnas to get to that cigar.
Coming in strong at number 13, the Viva La Vida Jester. Straight up 12, the Axum Claro Robusto. Interesting. I'd like to smoke that cigar. Number 11, the Aroma de Cuba Pasión. Box press torpedo.
One of Limac's favorite brands. Aroma.
Yeah, and another one.
Oh my god!
Another one of
Limac's
favorite. Number 10, the Lee Mac 912.
Limac was actually voted that one into 10th place.
And watch the video. It goes to Lee Mac's channel. This cigar is trash. All right, number 9, Arturo Fuente Don Carlos, Eye of the Bull.
Another Cohiba. Great.
How cute. Oh, no, that's Arturo Fuente.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
9.
Cohiba Maduro, number 5, the Magicos. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, nobody can get that. The Rocky Patel. Oh, he's got it there.
Rocky's got to be on the list.
The
Oliva too. Yeah.
Oliveira, Oliva, Serie 5, Milanio. Number 5 is
Serie V.
Serie V, right? Yeah, sorry about that. Yep, apologize. Serie V. I'm just like, can't see. Number 5, Partagas Linea Maestra. That
might be good.
The line of corruption. All right. Number 4, Padron. Matt Bailey in the building. Straight up.
It's not a cigar aficionado, at least without Padron on there.
Straight up 1926, number 6.
I'm an EPC too.
Hyacinth on the number 3, EP Carrillo Encore.
I like EP. I do like EPCs.
Monte Cristo 1935 at number 2.
Okay.
And the number 1 cigar of the year. The My Father, the Judge, Gran Robusto.
Have you had most of these cigars that you map on the list?
Yeah, that number 1 cigar is trash. I don't care what you say.
Yeah. I think that 1 and 2
watch the video.
Dodgy, I would say. I haven't had the EP Carrillo. I can't comment on it, but I think EP Carrillo in general is decent cigars.
Nice.
But we'll see. I mean, I like obviously we like My Father in general, but I haven't tried that cigar, so I can't comment. But I rate Lee Mac's rating on it.
Jeff Boyer coming in with a strong declaration. I rate the chat a 10 because all the hobby hitters are here. Straight up, I rate it a 10 out of 10.
There you go.
And if we could go to 11, we will. Sir. Man, so
Latonya, there are 11 packs left. Did you say 11?
I don't know. There's 12 on the website.
Oh, 12.
I think it's 12 left.
Ask Jeff. Like Jeff does.
We don't know, but somebody knows. Oh no, Gurkha. Shock horror. Yeah. Are they still making cigars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cameron says 1 and 6 are trash.
1 and 6.
Number 1 and number 6 on the list are trash. And Tony says that the Judge is his least favorite cigar.
Mine as well. It was just not a good cigar to me.
Yeah. Why do
Now, I haven't smoked that one that was number one, but still, when I smoked that first one when it first came out, it was like,
Yeah.
This is the only one that I'm interested in out of the whole list.
Yeah.
Is the Axum Claro Robusto. We get our hands on
I don't
that.
know that one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, because I know nothing about it.
It's a Claro, which is nice. Yeah. It's good to have something that's slightly different. I think Rocky Patel is probably solid.
And of course,
Probably solid.
the Placencia number 151.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we've got a Rocky Patel on our list, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so let me take a look at the so I'm gonna just go here, and what we do is we go to iRobusto.com/NL. Now, if you're already on the newsletter, that's great. If you're already on
Willie Herrera always made the list. That's what I want to know.
and if you're
Sorry.
already on the newsletter, you can add
Is he
in.
on the Cigar Aficionado board of direct, possibly? He's always on the list.
So,
Guaranteed.
right.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the chat what your favorite cigar of 2024. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be one that's released. Just let us know. One you smoked this year in 2024 that you think was standout.
Yeah. So what I did was I entered my name and my email address in there, even though I'm already on the list. And then what it does is it sends you the schedule. So you go to check your emails. I'm going to check my email now, and the list should be emailed to me. So it reconfirms that you're here.
Nice.
And so the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to tell you what next week's cigar is. I want to tell you what the cigar is the following week. So the Placencia Cosecha, I noticed the spelling is incorrect on the newsletter as well. I'll have to fix that. Another thing, it's with an S. But January 5th, Limac 912, Rocky Patel, Grand Reserva 5. And it's a 5x50 Robusto. So
Yeah, the Ladomita, yeah, I agree with you, LT. That's an excellent cigar. Tony with the Le Bijou, that was, an excellent cigar. Probably, but it's been out for a while, so I think it made the list at some point. I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure it was on their list at some point in previous years.
ooh, Jacob's Ladder is a good cigar.
Yeah, I would agree 100%.
La Demita.
I think, did you think it was not as strong as you thought it was going to be as strong? But it doesn't matter. It was a great, great, great cigar. Not one that Jeff might appreciate, because I know that he might be knocked out after halfway through. It's a strong cigar.
Right. Yeah. All right. So I'm down here almost at the second band. I got a little bit to go. And
Tiny bit.
yeah, we got this. We're hitting the 2 hour, 23 minute mark. Lee Mac, there's music playing in the background.
Just a quick
All right.
MTS, quick question. With the Jacob's Ladder, did you feel that strength? Did you get this, like, it's supposed to be one of the stronger cigars out there? Did you feel the same strength that it's marketed as? I think, right? Great cigar though.
So, all right. So
Nice.
having said that, appreciate signups that I see them coming in my email address. I see when they come in. I appreciate you guys signing up for the newsletter. There's also a link. If it goes into your junk folder, just check there, because it's cigar related, it goes into the junk folder. So check that. You should get an email right away. At the top of that message also is something that says that you can get the cigars from State Line Cigar. It's easy to get there. Do me a favor, pick up a pack, and if you know somebody that could use the pack, might be a decent gift to give as well for that special friend. That's iRobusto.com/packs or iRobusto.com/NL. Tonight, this cigar, it's a winner. Win-win-win. It's a Honduran. Love Hondurans. The price, $12. Smoking for almost 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes at the time of this particular part in the broadcast. One of the things that I got to do is agree with Jeff Boyer on his number. Chat, 10 out of 10. You guys were excellent tonight. Thank you so much for all the questions. We do this every week on the iRobusto channel, LeMac912 on YouTube. We're also on Twitch and Facebook. You can watch the VODs if you ever want to catch up to see what we've done before. You can find them on facebook.com/iRobusto.com. You can get there. It's all on iRobusto.com. You can find it. I know that there's a lot of links and all that, but the easiest way to find it is just go to iRobusto.com and you'll see all the links to wherever we are on social media. You can find out, put up stuff so that you guys can follow along and see what we're smoking. Get on the newsletter. Thank you so much. And do something great today. And make sure that you stay Hyacinth.
Yeah, brilliant cigar. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Gave it in 9.5, which is very high on my scale. And I gave it a 10 for price to value because I think that it's priced for 2 hour plus smoke. It is an excellent value for money cigar. Lee-Mac?
Yeah, great cigar tonight. Great chat. The chat was awesome tonight. We had a lot of new faces. Come on back, y'all. Good to see everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming in and joining the chat. And always remember, when you wake up in the morning and tell yourself it's going to be another great day, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth and a lie, so you might as well tell it a good damn lie. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your family or whoever you're going to be with, whatever you are celebrating the holiday season. Be safe out there. A lot of things happen that are not necessarily so good over the holiday season, so work extra hard and be diligent and keep your eyes open. Hey, Jeff Boyer, you got to stay prepared. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Stogies, news and views on our show. Lee-Mac, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iRobusto. Come on, meet in the middle. Stogies, news and views on our show. Lee-Mac, Hyacinth, and Mark in the middle. Every week on iRobusto. Come